Today I'd like to bring up a phrase which is still considered profane in many circles: free-to-play. With the runaway popularity of social and mobile games, this business model has started bleeding over into, well, pretty much every genre known to man. MMOs in particular are receiving a huge flood of free-to-play games as subscription title after subscription title tries to take on World of Warcraft and fails spectacularly. Because of the questionable quality of many free-to-play MMOs, the model's gotten a bit of a bad rap among many core gamers. But is it really so bad? I mean, there are as many things to love about it as there are to hate, right? It doesn't cost anything. Alright, we're going to start with the blindingly obvious strong point here. Free-to-play games are, well, free. They cost nothing to install, and you can theoretically play them as long as you please without spending a single cent. This is undoubtedly the greatest strength of the model for many gamers, particularly the younger ones who may not necessarily have the financial means to purchase a new game. And I mean, who doesn't like getting free stuff, right? Or so you think. Yeah, not so fast there, folks. As it turns out, the free-to-play model might not be as cost-effective as a lot of players seem to think it is. According to Congregate CEO Jim Greer, players who spend on free-to-play games actually tend to spend considerably more money than they would if they were just paying a subscription fee. See, microtransactions are a tricky beast. You never realize how much you've spent until you look at your wallet and realize you're all out of money. It's more accessible. The bigger a community for a game grows, the better, right? I mean, if you're playing an online game, obviously you're going to want more people to play with. I've played multiplayer games which had been abandoned by their community. It sucked. I was bored out of my skull. Keeping a game free means that it's more likely to have a larger volume of players, at least in theory. After all, anyone can play. Meaning every idiot can play it. Let me restate that. Anyone can play. The guy who dropped out of high school because he huffed enough glue that he has brain damage? Yeah, he's on your team. That idiot teenager with more testosterone than brain power? Yep, you're playing with him. That 8-year-old whose parents don't understand the term online supervision? League of Legends, which I might add has one of the most toxic communities in online gaming, is a prime example of this. It's gotten to the point where I'm hitting mute or report at least once a game, even with all the measures Riot's taken to improve upon its community. Microtransactions are awesome. I've ragged on microtransactions a lot in the past, but I'm actually a huge fan of them, assuming you've got self-control. It's downright awesome to pay what you want, when you want. I've happily spent somewhere around the hundreds on skins in League of Legends, and I know many have spent more. I consider Team Fortress 2 to be one of the finest war-themed hat simulators on the face of the earth. In both cases, I'm willing to toss down some money to customize how my character looks in-game. What? It makes me happy. But that's assuming the developer understands them. The problem with microtransactions and the free-to-play business model is that too many developers and publishers understand the whole affair about as well as a chestnut understands particle physics. EA has historically been one of the prime offenders in this department, but they're honestly not the only ones. Neverwinter had cosmetic items that cost upwards of $50, Gunbound allowed you to instantly purchase all the best equipment and ships, Star Wars The Old Republic stuffed much of its new content behind paywalls, Age of Wushu was a huge letdown because it allowed players to basically pay for extra experience and levels. In each case, the developers demonstrated a fundamental misunderstanding of how free-to-play works, and the experience inarguably suffered for it. You've no obligation to play it. Back when I still played World of Warcraft, I felt obligated to log in from time to time, even if I didn't have any pressing guild matters to attend to. The problem was, I was paying a monthly fee for the game, so if I didn't get a certain amount of playtime in, well, it felt like all that money was going to waste. I'm sure many of you have had the same experience, no? That obligation is gone in free-to-play games. Since they don't cost anything, you can pretty much just log in whenever you want. There's no subscription to cancel, no recurring fees to worry about, it's literally just you and the game. And the developer has no obligation to provide new content. Of course, that works both ways. With pay-to-play MMOs, developers pretty much guaranteed to provide regular free content updates or start hemorrhaging players in a tidal wave of lost subscribers. That isn't the case with free-to-play games, which all too often shield new content behind paywalls, if any new content is released at all. There's more MMOs now than ever before. The move towards free-to-play means the market has basically been flooded with new MMOs. There's a venerable smorgasbord of titles for players to sink their teeth into, and it's pretty much guaranteed that there's something for everyone. It's a rather exciting time to be a gamer simply because of all the choices you've got in front of you. But most of them are crap. Yeah, this one's pretty much self-explanatory. So what do you folks think about the free-to-play business model? Do you love it, hate it? Give me a shout in the comments and let me know.